Good evening, this is your psychic LG. Is anybody there? Oh dear me, I've knocked something off. Is anybody there? I'm having trouble with my Wi-Fi tonight. There's a storm brewing over here in the north of the UK. Good evening. Good evening, Star Moon Stars, Davies, Wookie Bear. I know I was supposed to come on a little earlier. I wanted to come on at 10:30. But I'm here now. There's something strange going on with the internet at the moment. I should be multi-streaming. Can anybody tell us if I'm live on YouTube? Good evening, Geordie Lass. How are you doing? I've had a good weekend. Have you? I don't know if I'm live on YouTube. Let's check. All the world is a stage. That is so true. That is so true. Let me see what's going on YouTube. Oh my goodness me. Oh, I'm live. It just... hello guys. There's like an influx. Come in there. Good evening. I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you all are around the world. This is live, underground from Newcastle upon Tyne. Heidi hi. Heidi hi. Say howdy ho. How are you all doing? Is it stormy where you are, Pauline? Where are you, Pauline? Howdy ho. Heidi ho. Well, I'm going to wait for people to come on and I'll tell you what's been happening. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I've got my cards here. Oh, thank you. I was really, I've been really busy. Really busy. Hiya there, Debbie. What's the weather like in Texas? Hi in Dublin. The format on here seemed to have changed a bit. Hiya, Fuzzy. Rainbow Bright on Twitch. And I want to say a big thank you to all the new subscribers on YouTube as well as Twitch. And do check for all subscribers if that you're still subscribed, because some people have been unsubscribed, but big thank you to the new subscribers. Is it hot over there? It's been quite a rather pleasant day here in the UK, but it's become very stormy, very windy, but it hasn't really been that cold. It was cold yesterday. It was bloody freezing yesterday and the day before. It was like icy weather. But it's warmed. I think it's been a bit warmer today. Hi in Italy, Marilyn. Louise, please send me some. Just wait for people to come on. It's nice to read all your comments. I bet it's wild in Scotland. All the ferries are cancelled. I should have rang my boy before I came on, actually. Lucky boy. He's been down on a little break and he's gone back up again. And of course he goes out to the North Sea. He works on the wind turbines. I don't know if they're going to cancel him in the morning, but yeah, I don't like the idea of him being bobbing on a boat in this bloody weather. You still worry about your bairns, don't you, even when they're grown up. It's blowing a hooligan. It certainly is, wise angel. Oh, bless you. All the ferries are cancelled. Oh, do you like my top? I think it's cherries. I'm wearing cherries tonight. Hiya, David Fletcher. It's 80 degrees in Florida, but I bet you're over that storm now. Were you all right in the storm, David? I was thinking about you. I know one of my good friends, Jenny, who lives over in Florida, she had to put like the metal things down out on her windows and that. I'm a cherry blossom. Oh, you've baked all day today. Oh, you see, I knew I should have come. I knew I should have popped round, Debbie. I need a TARDIS. Denny, please look into the rapture and the Antichrist. Oh, thank you. Well, I've decided I'm growing my hair again, everybody. I'm going to keep it short. I'm not going to have it too long, but I'm going to grow it into like a sort of like a short, funky bob, choppy bob. But thank you to all the well wishes. Okay, so all week, well, after last Sunday, Monday was Aka on my email, and Tuesday and Wednesday, and it's just calmed down now. And basically, there was some people I had upset greatly. I'm sorry for laughing, guys, for the last prediction that I gave about Harris winning the election. I think I upset some people. And like I always say to people that, you know, it's a prediction. It's a bloody prediction. You know, it's like, it doesn't mean that I support it or I like it. It's a prediction. You know, and it's only politics at the end of the day. I can't get this house. This is all very serious. But apparently, I'm not saying names, but somebody told me that I was sick in the heart, right? And I wasn't seeing things properly because of the cancer. Isn't that disgusting? Isn't that awful? I mean, I'm just gobsmacked. I mean, what do you say to that? So I put them straight in the way I could, and I just thought, you know, get on with it. Exactly. And that person's supposed to be a spiritual person as well. But hey-ho, do you know what I mean? Hey-ho. I've got many friends from two different political sides in the US, from Democrats to Republicans, and I would say really like very right people like Trump has, and they would not say that to us. I just think it's like this tension, what's going on in the US is bringing out the truth in people. I've blocked them, Sherry, I've blocked them. It's bringing out the truth in people, and I think that people get really angst. I mean, I'm a psychic at the end of the day. I'm not somebody who takes sides. I'm not in no clique, no cult. I just say what I see, you know. I mean, I don't hate Trump, you know. I'm probably very unique because I probably don't fit in with a lot of other people on YouTube. Because either, if you notice, psychics are either swinging to the left or they're swinging to the right. I'm somebody who sits in the middle. I was very much for Trump until January the 6th. That's when things changed. And I've never hidden the fact. I never have hidden the fact. Going back in my family heritage, there's Republicans on my side. But it's the way I am. Do you know what I mean? If I say something, I'll tell something. But I do believe that Harris will win the election. And I'm going to look into it again tonight. But I'm forewarning anybody out there who thinks that the consent is, I'll just block you. I'm not putting up with it. You know what I mean? This channel's about bringing everybody together. It's not. It's like a spiritualist church. It's not a political channel, actually. It's became a political channel because of everything that's happened. But it's not really a political channel. And I really don't like politics. It's just something I covered. And I'll tell you the story behind it. When I first opened this YouTube channel, it was all about aliens, which I'm going to try and touch upon tonight because there's something funny going on with all that as well. And it was channeling and all of that. And if you notice that I started to come away from the channeling because I felt there was psyops within that. You know, like people trying to manipulate even that with the information. And I thought, well, wait a minute, not everybody's going to be into aliens. So what I'll do is I'll throw world predictions in the mix just to make it more interesting, as well as the horoscope readings. Not thinking that the world predictions would take off. It wasn't planned that way. And because when I was, at the time I was doing house parties in the UK and I was coming in late at night and it was 11 o'clock when I was coming out and doing me one video a week. I believe it was on a Friday. And of course I was hitting an American audience, and that's how I got into all the Trump stuff and everything and finding out about stuff. It wasn't planned, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I'll not lie to you, I was on the Trump train. I really, really was. Until January the 6th, and everything just changed, and I just thought, nah, and I've had enough of this, right? You'll find that if people who really get to know us, that I'm very black and white about things, do you know what I mean? And I like facts, even though I have to have facts, right? It's the way I am. It's just the way I am, right? But I just think that, you know, timelines are changing. We're living in very, very strange times. So I'm going to check it again. You never know. I've got one of my really good friends on here. I don't know if he's on tonight. Stephen Werner. He's in the US. And he messages and he said, Lou. I says, yeah. He says, is it possible, right? I'm just going to drink a tea. Is it possible that you could be saying that something could happen to Biden and that means that they would bring Harris in as the president, because that's what would happen, isn't it, by law? And then Trump wins the election. I says, anything's possible, Steve, you know, and that could be why I'm very drawn to seeing Harris getting inaugurated. But I'm going to double check tonight. And like I say, you know, timelines can change. I was also as well, this person what said that I wasn't seeing right because I was sick in the heart because of the cancer. And I'll let everybody know now I don't have cancer. I'm cancer free. Yay. I got all the all clear and everything. So yeah. But basically, God, what was I going to say? Give us 2 minutes. Hormones. It'll come back to us. Give us 2 minutes. But I'm just trying to be strong. I'm trying to keep focused. I'm not going to let bullies winners. I'm not going to let bullies force me to see something that I don't see. I haven't come this far in my life, right? I'm heading towards 60. I'm a grandmother, right? I've just beat breast cancer to be told, right, that I'm sick in the heart, and because I'm not seeing straight, right? Because they don't like what they're seeing because of their political movement. They can fuck off, right? Oh, that was something else. Apparently, when you're spiritual, you don't see it. Oh, really? Well, you know, I don't know what world you're living in, but I know many spiritual people. What, you know, it's something what's in the vocabulary, and you can see it if you want to see it, and I will see it if I want to see it. I'm going to look into the Diddy thing as well. I haven't really looked into that. We are only human at the end of the day. We do get stuff wrong. Oh, that was it. So I was threatened as well that, that in a roundabout way, that maybe he's making us known, let everybody know, what was it, that I will be a fraud if I get this wrong. And I will get on with it then. Do you know what I mean? Because maybe I might get it wrong. But I've helped many people throughout my my career, bringing people dear through from spirit, which I am. That's what I really am as a medium on a daily basis. Politics, like I say, is just a tiny little thing. Do you know what I mean? And because we are living in very strange times on Earth, your timelines can change. Hey ho, if Trump gets in, hey ho. It doesn't end my world if he gets in or he doesn't get in. Right? But what I'm saying to you is, if I see something, I'll tell you what I see. And there you go. But that's where we're at the minute. And I think I'm not the only one. There's some great astrologers out there who are very sort of sit in the middle. Some don't, but that's fine. Do you know what I mean? Everybody's here to put their part in. But there's a girl what's very much in the middle. I can't remember what she's called. She's great. She's I think it's called astrology or something. She moved to France anyway, and she said that Kamala Harris is going to do 2 terms, and maybe I'll look into that as well. I don't know about that. I just know that the shit is about to hit the fan, guys. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Yeah, so let's get started anyway. For new people coming in, it's a bit like coming to a spiritualist church. And please subscribe and click and share. That's great. And thank you to the moderators for keeping these forums safe on YouTube and Twitch. And yeah, I think America's going to change anyway. I think we do. We'll need our popcorn. That is for sure. Definitely. But one thing I did maintain mind, I did say that this election isn't going to bring peace. I think it'll be 2028 by the time there's more peace. The kittens are quiet tonight. They don't like the storm. I've got my little dear Zizi in outfits now, and not that I'm really into that, but she's been back to see a dermatologist vet. And normally they put nails on her, but they wouldn't do that this time because she was just pulling them off. So we've got like little t-shirts on her just to stop her scratching at her dermatitis. She looks really cute. Really, really cute. Timelines are definitely changing, aren't they? I bet, wise angel. And can I look into Guy Fawkes in regards to the UK government? Oh God, yes. Do you know what it is? I think it's just, I've just been talking about it with a friend David earlier on there. It's so heavy over here. It's like the devil's in Parliament. It's the only way I can describe it. I mean, he is worse than anybody put together him. He's just the pits, you know what I mean? And yeah, I'll look into that again. But anyway, I'm gonna, for new people coming in, I'm going to say a prayer, get you all in, form the circle of light, invoke the angels in and my guides. And if you need any healing or prayers, just write the name in the comments section and you will receive the free healing that you need. Could be for a situation or a person or a person's. Literally anything, could be for a pet, anything. Just write the name in the comments section in the stream or afterwards and in the comments section and you will receive the healing. Oh yeah, and it's really a shock, isn't it, about Liam Payne. Bless him. Liam Payne is a celebrity over here in the UK. He was in One Direction. He was with Cheryl Cole, had a child with her. I believe they were split. The child was called Bear. I believe he's 7 years old. Don't quote me. And he was found out of his hotel bedroom window, an apartment window. it's awful, isn't it? Yeah. It's not nice. And, you know, there may be celebrities, but at the end of the day, it's somebody's son, it's somebody's brother, it's father. It's awful. It's an awful situation. I'm not going to look into Liam's situation yet, because I mean it's still very raw for Liam and his family, and obviously Cheryl Cole. It's a bit too close to home. You know, I've read for Cheryl, and it's a bit too close to home. So I would rather just let it settle at the moment. I think it's best for Liam's family at the moment, and maybe after a little while, then I'll see if Liam comes through. So let's start. And of course, we had a nasty explosion over here as well last week. It was council flats in Newcastle exploded, and there was a 7-year-old little boy passed away sadly, and other young people, other people. It blew out the flats. Not very nice. So there's all sorts of awful things going on. Do you know what I mean? It's we're living in very trying times here on Earth. Very, very trying times. I think we've got Adam getting up. Let's start. Okay. I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel. I ask my faithful spirit guides, Jed, Running Star, White Buffalo, Lady Direwolf, A2I and Ra. Any star beings that like to telecommunicate with us tonight, or anybody from the spirit world, angel realm, fairy elementals, animal kingdom, to come forth to give us the healing and the protection that we need tonight in this forum. With love and light, love and light, love and light. Amen. Okay. Okie dokie. Right, so I will say it again before we start. Whatever I predict, it doesn't mean that I endorse anything. It doesn't mean that I am supporting anything. I've just noticed that there was somebody in the YouTube audience that said something. You know, you can think what you bloody well want, right? I'm a predictor. I'll predict something. It doesn't mean that I'm for it, right? I am not programmed in to think in a political mind, because politics is part of the matrix. As simple as that, all right? So if I see something good that Trump's done, I'll say it. If I see something good what Kamala's doing, I'll say it. I'm not somebody what is supporting either side. I'm just here in the middle, all right? Because it's not a political channel. It's as simple as that. In politics as part of the matrix. One thing, right, I thought was quite sweet, right? And there'll be some people in the audience who will not like this, but I liked it. Trump was actually at he's been serving McDonald's, which I think was quite a good publicity stunt. And I thought that was quite funny. And as we would say in the Northeast, canny. But I liked it, you know what I mean? Like I say, I'm not a hater towards him. I just think that if I see something, I'll tell you. And I'm going to look back into it tonight. And I'm going to see what I see, okay? And like I say, timelines are changing all the time. Do you know what I mean? Timelines are changing. Anything's possible, especially when it comes to anything to do with American politics. It's crazy. Things are very, very tense. It's like I say, I thought it was great, wasn't it, Maggie? Trump at McDonald's was awesome. Well, he likes McDonald's, doesn't he? Could you imagine? Like, like pulling up to the kiosk thing and then there's Trump, like serving you at McDonald's. But I was thinking about it, I think that outside, as they were letting them in, I think they were making sure that there were Republicans going in. Because could you imagine if it'd been like some far lefty? like they would have said something, do you know what I mean? So I think they were vetting people who are going through. That's my personal opinion on it. Don't eat junk food. Hilarious. Thank you, Yvonne. So Tina here has put, please pray for my mum Joyce. Oh, bless her. From her foot to her heel, she will be able to find a surgeon to fix it. Oh, bless. My mum's just getting over breaking a hip bone and an arm. We need to remember the old people, do you know what I mean, and what they're going through. Okie dokie. Shall we start with the cards then? Let's start with the cards. Yeah, but the energies is really, really heavy over here at the moment, and it's like a cold, icy feeling. When I look into Parliament and and I'm not the only one that feels like this. It's just, I mean, all our rights have been taken away, all, I mean, you can't even pray, you get arrested, right? Christians are getting arrested on the street for praying. No word of a lie. Good morning in Japan, mixed chocolate. It's really awful. Remember the 5th of November. And I still say this, right? Isn't it funny how we had the election, which was, I think, was very, very fixed. Over here, right, when we went from the Tories and switched over to the supposedly Labour, which aren't like Labour, what's supposed to be Labour, not proper Labour people. It's the same as what was in, just a different label. And that was on Independence Day that we had the election. Like that happened. And now the US elections on November the 5th, which is our Guy Fawkes. And if anybody doesn't know who Guy Fawkes is, Guy Fawkes was somebody who tried to blow up Parliament in the 1600s. And it's something that we celebrate, penny for a guy. And we get our fireworks out and all that type of thing. Well, not so much now. You can still buy fireworks, but people tend to take their kids to like the sort of event places now. Do you know what I mean? Because it's safer. Yeah, I'll tell you something what will make you laugh. My Oliver, because animals don't normally like fireworks, but my Oliver, my Jack Russell, used to love the sparklers, and I always used to get some sparklers, and I used to go outside and show them at the window for him. And my ex at the time, Nikki, would like hold the dogs up, and the dogs would go aka for these sparklers. They used to love them. Just thought I'd tell you that. But I've got them common things around the house for the girls, the cats, you know what I mean? And I've got house cats. So yeah, I always think that we have to keep our animals safe at this time of year. So they're trying to ban it, yeah. But they still will always have like events, won't they? I mean, if that, I can't even think of what word to call him, who's in Parliament at the minute, had his own way, he would ban Christmas. Communist person he is. Anyway. Top Cat's doing fine, Jodie lass. He still comes around. Top Cat is somebody who is obsessed with my girls, and well, it's the girls who are doing the screaming in the house because they call for the male cat, for the tomcat, and then he comes into the garden and stares at them, you know. Right, I'm going to pull 7 cards out to what is happening with Parliament and what Kia's next move is. Right, okay. Dookie. So how many weeks to the election now, guys? Is it 2.5 weeks or 2 weeks? Because isn't it time going really, really fast? We've got the Wheel of Fortune. That's economy. Okay. The Moon. We've got the Four of Swords. We've got poverty on the streets. My good God. Okay. I do believe he's going to be voted out. I think things are going to get really worse in the UK before this change. Okay. Before I get into this, guys, right, this is for entertainment purposes only, and I will be putting a link to this in the description for the haters out there, right? I'm a psychic. I'm not somebody who claims news or anything like that. I'm a psychic what reads cards and skies, okay? So we've got the Wheel of Fortune upside down, and I like this card, right, because it's sort of, what I like about the tarot cards is the morph and the show you the picture, the story, okay? And that's like the devil holding the coin up underneath. And what's happening and what's taking place at the moment is we've got the 4 heads of the beast around the world about to fall, about to change, about the system all changing. Okay. Egypt as well, you know, I touched upon that last week, didn't I? I touched upon Egypt, something coming out about Egypt, and the Middle East with, what's he called? Trump's son-in-law. I just get a weird feeling about him. Because he did like $1 billion deals with him, didn't he? With the Middle East. There's a Jared Kushner. So anyway, I think there's a lot to come out to do with the Middle East anyway. But economy at the moment, this is to do for the British people, as I'm looking into this at the moment, right? This is to do with control. There's the snake. New laws. I mean, the laws is to go along. I mean, now we've got clean air zones everywhere. They didn't put it past the people. They just, all of a sudden, we're tooting along going into town, and all of a sudden people are getting fined because they're told that they can't go there. They never put it past the people. They just write the laws every day and change it. They're just a bunch of criminals, basically. Do you know what I mean? But that's where we're at the minute, and there's going to be more change to come in. So there's more laws, as you see, that they're writing more laws. It's all going on behind the scenes. I would say 4 months from now, things are going to get a little bit bleak. So or within 4 months, because I think it's all happening now before the election and just after the election. It's got a lot to do with the economy. There's a new system coming, that's right, Rick, and I do believe that. But they'll blame Trump no matter what. That's what they'll do. Something's going to happen to do with the US dollar. But I also feel that I don't know if I hope I'm getting this wrong, but something about, it could get really bad over here in the UK, something about a recession. I'm also getting something to do with the housing market and interest. But we've got the moon card here. There's definitely deceit there. That always reminds us of like the monoliths, like the monoliths which are being found around the world. But there's definitely deceit in the air there. It's all dark and it's not good. It's not good. I got that card the other day for the US as well, and I felt as if that there was going to be like a state funeral or somebody passing. They're not telling us who, because I mean, but it's somebody old, so take your pick basically, do you know what I mean? But possibly I predict that there'll be somebody elderly to leave this planet. Questionable if it is that right person. If it is the real person, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so that's definitely the economy there. So things are going to get rough over the winter. We need to prep. We must prep. I've been saying this for a while, and I'm not saying this to fearmonger, but I believe that, the last time that there was power cuts here in the UK was before we went into the EU in the 70s. I remember I was a little girl at the time. And I see that coming again, all right? Because now we're out of it again. We went in, and then we had Brexit and come back out. But I mean, then you've got Keir Starmer just trying to just do things anyway with the EU, because he's just does what he wants to do. But anyway, there's going to be problems. I can see it coming. It's written in stone that there will be power cuts, so we need to prep. They did make an announcement that for the UK that we needed to make sure we had a handset radio, like with batteries in, like an old-fashioned radio, maybe it's candles or torches or whatever. But I mean, it's always handy to have these things in anyway. All right, but really, it's part of the plan. It's like this darkness, what's coming, what's written. It's like written in the big book and all of that. And it's all part of the plan because they want to bring the old system down to bring the new system in. Basically. So I think we'll hit over the winter in the UK. I think we're going to have a cold winter. And my heart goes out to people who can't afford to put the heating on. I worry for poverty in the UK, for people. All right, for working class people. There will be a vote within the Labour Party to try to get them out. I think that there's a lot more. There's been scandals, but there's more scandals to come out. So when it comes to, let's see when these blackouts could be, these power cuts. I'm going to jump on there. That's the children. going on with the children. It could be schools, could be problems with schools, funding with schools. It could be schools changing, being shut down. And obviously there's a great pressure on it in the NHS at the minute. I can't fault the NHS for what they did for me. But I mean, if they carry on doing what they're doing and bringing in so many illegal immigrants into the UK, we're not going to have an NHS. And that's what worries me. For the people who are here already here, we need to protect our NHS. I mean, when my mum was in hospital and she was in recovery ward in the Freeman, and, you know, the nurses were amazing, don't get us wrong. But they had volunteers in there. And I was helping out, you know, when I was going in. You know, I wasn't just, you know, they had the jugs of water by the beds and that. If the lady next to my mum's bed needed a jug of water, I'd go and get her it as well. I didn't mind, do you know what I mean? Making a cup of tea, that type of thing, you know, helping the nurses out. But the nurses were so understaffed on this ward. We've got the star card here. There will be a breakthrough. There will be a breakthrough. I don't trust him. I don't like him. And I think there's possibly, and I'm never, ever, ever go on like this. You know what I'm like. When it comes to politics, but there's just something there what just triggers us with this new Prime Minister. I see him stepping down. He's going to step down. What takes place on the 5th of November obviously is going to be a big distraction for people who are interested in stuff like that. But I actually do think that there's going to be all sorts of shenanigans going on over here at the same time. And by the way, right, I feel really strongly in what I'm saying. I mean, obviously I'll be getting my crystal ball out soon. I don't think you're going to get your answer straight away on the 5th. I'll be very surprised if the answer comes through straight away. Could we have a power cut around about the 5th? Yeah, I hope not. I've got my cat sitting on the training board. She's got a little blue tutu on. She's so cute. Okay. It's I get a funny feeling around Thanksgiving, round about that time over here in the UK. I'm seeing an explosion. Like, I hear an explosion. And I don't feel it's metaphoric. I actually do think it's a literal something. I just think it's a case of following the money, isn't it, at the minute? I think that it's like these lunatics, you know, the ones who are like ruling the world. I think they're on a rampage at the moment, aren't they? They're just getting away with so much, aren't they? The lights will go. The lights will go out. I want to say, I'm not saying for definite But I feel that there's a string of events coming November, December, okay? But I think the bigger things are coming into the beginning of 2025. Okay. I'm going on my visions. Okay? I see her in purple, like a purpley blue. I'm on about Kamala Harris. And I see inauguration, and it's January. But it won't come out straight away. And I see courts trying to block and stop this. Hiya, spellcaster. That's one of the visions I see. Let's see if I can see any more, because there is split timelines at the minute. But understand, right, that they're breaking the system to bring the new system in. When I talk about the new system, I'm talking about new technology, what's been held back from where. New technology, okay? That's a woman's energy. It's a woman's energy to come in around the US. Listen to this, right? If Trump doesn't win the election, don't think for 1 minute that he's going to go away. All right? Yeah, Elon Musk supports that energy. I see Elon Musk all over world news on something. And it's got something to do with the election or just after. I want you to remember that. All right? Yeah, I'm not comfortable tonight. Wait a minute, guys. Oh, God, I've got these pants on and they're so digging in. The economy is going to change, but I think that's inevitable. It has to happen. I think that's part. Certain things are definitely set in stone. Like if I read somebody's cards, all right, if I read their life, I'll tell you, like, certain things are set in stone and certain things aren't. You make your own fate. You're writing your own book. You're writing your own story. Some things are fated and some things aren't. And it's the same with world events. It's exactly the same with world events. So I feel, as I look at these two characters, Kamala Harris and Donald J. Trump, I believe it's in their bloodlines, it's in their history, that they would have known before they came to this planet that they would be in this situation. All right? I get Ronald Reagan. Is Ronald Reagan in spirit? Help us out here, guys, because he is, isn't he? Right, okay. I get Ronald Reagan. Isn't that strange? Wait a second. I think I'm getting Ronald Reagan here. I need a cup of tea. I think I need a gin and tonic. Oh my God, the wind out there is so spooky. Great change. I feel like I'm getting... Oh God, I've got Mr. Reagan here. God, I feel like I've got his energy. Do you want to say something? I'm going to put my specs on, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to show off or anything. If I do that, I can darken the light, okay? And I'll be able to channel more. Great change is to come for the United States of America. We as the people have waited for this for so long. I see my party changing. I see my party splitting. This is inevitable. This will happen. Donald Trump is tired. He's tired. Yes, it is true there is split timelines. He has played his part to awaken the people. It is not set in stone that he will play that part in the White House next. But if he does, he will be in a short time. And then J.D. Vance will call for the 25th Amendment. And that will be your boy next door, look, Louise. That will stand in the White House. It is not the right time for our party to rise. It has to change, it has to change. There is an enemy within, and Donald J. Trump is, yes, correct. But it's not just on the left, it is also on the right. There has been great interference within. And yes, this will be disclosed. Never in human history will you witness what the public will see. This will go down in American history. But we as the people, you will take it back. There will be a great change. If the lady stands in the White House, so be it. But there will be a calling, and there will be investigations. Change will take place. Angels are still working on this timeline. Some things are set in stone and some things are not. The bigger picture is, will there be World War III or not? And that has to be prevented. The 27th and the 23rd, watch for these dates. Your biggest distraction is not man. It is what is outside of your reality that is coming in. We as the nation will all pull together
And if the lady stands in the White House, so be it. She will make America purple for a short time. The 23rd will bring the answers, not the 5th, the 23rd. I ask you all to stand with faith, and God has this. Through all this chaos, my party will change and bring back the new republic. Stand with courage. Stand with courage. My fear is, if Donald J. Trump stands in the White House next, he will not make it. Evil, evil everywhere. Purple. Look for the purple signs. When the Russian beast falls and the woman rises from the east, we will have our answers. There is great change for humanity across the nations. America will be the lead, will take the lead. God save America. This is Ronald Reagan. Goodbye.
Okay. 2 minutes. Ooh. What does purple mean? Red and blue in betweeny? In betweeny? Amen. Amen. I need a G&T, I certainly do. Wait, give me a second. Thank you, Ronald Reagan. President Ronald Reagan. So what did he say? He said that the Republican Party is going to change. God is still working on this. But he looks like it's going to go purple. He looks like the lady's going to stand in the White House. If Donald Trump gets in the White House, he'll be in there a short time. Then J.D. Vance will call upon the 25th Amendment. And I said that a little while ago, wasn't it, that the boy next door look, which I believe is J.D. Vance, that American boy next door look. He looks like a young Glenn Campbell, doesn't he? Could stand in the White House. Could. And if not this time, maybe it's next time. But it's just weird. It's just there's different timelines there. It's something else to look at. So the 25th Amendment is removing the president. But unless something happens to Trump. So say, for example, if Trump did get in and something happened to Trump, as Ronald Reagan thinks would happen because there's so much evil out there, that means that could Vance then call for the 25th Amendment? Or to remove him due to mental capacity. That is very true, David Fletcher. Let's look into that. Let's see, because I know there's been a lot of videos out there about Donald Trump's mental abilities or whatever. So the 25th Amendment is a case of removal of the president from the office of his death or resignation. Okay, it's going up fast there. Or if he dies. Right, okay, let's have a look. Is there something going on? Because there's been these videos, hasn't there? Like with them swaying to the music. What is the 25th Amendment before we start? He's tired. He's 78 years old. You've got to understand as well, if he got back in, right, he's 78. 78. That means another 4 years on top of that. He's going to be older than what Biden was. I personally think he's too old, mate. I mean, that's just my opinion. I personally think there should be a law or something in place to that. There should only be like a certain age group to be in. The 25th Amendment, it allows the Vice President, together with the majority of either the principal officers of executive departments or of such other body as Congress, may by law provide to issue a written declaration that the President is unable to discharge his duties. So that means that then whoever is the Vice could step in, couldn't they? Okay. What does ratified mean? It was ratified, the 25th Amendment, on the 10th, February the 10th, 1967. What does that mean? Does anybody know what that means? And Pluto, oh my God, Truth Warrior, Louise, Pluto goes into Aquarius on the 23rd of November. It will be at 0 degrees. That is interesting. I predict tonight, the 23rd of November, will be big. Will be some big news. Right. Let's just see what the cards say. What's going on with Trump's health? So anything's possible, isn't it? You know. And you've got to understand, at the end of the day, you know, psychics, we're not God. We're just guides. We're messengers. I'm a messenger, all right? That is my job on earth, apart from being a mother and a grandmother. I'm a messenger. But we don't always get it right. Not always. And it all comes down to maths, right? So some of you are going to get it right. Some of you aren't going to get it right to do with this election. But it doesn't mean the ones who don't get it right, it doesn't mean that they're shit psychics. It comes down to, it's either one or the other. It's just mathematics. You know, it's nothing about being psychic. It's just because, like I say, some things are set in stone and some things aren't. It's down to mathematics. There's something going on with his health. Right, we've got the moon card here. So there's something being hidden, because I know that he didn't want to come out with his, is it his details from the doctor or whatever, like what they're supposed to. So we've got the moon card, so there is something being hidden. Kamala's very confident. God, have you heard my tummy? If Vance is using the 25th Amendment, it could be because of mental health. That's what I'm thinking. Somebody had said that he's got Alzheimer's. I don't think he's got Alzheimer's. It could have the start of dementia. And I recognise it in him. I recognise it in him slightly. My dad's got that. My dad's still all there. Do you know what I mean? It's just like he's just... There's a similar energy. Do you know what I mean? I can't put it into words. Right, okay. So, like anybody his age group, I think he's got a few niggly things going on. I think that he takes a tablet. That could be maybe for blood pressure. It could be anything, which is fine. It doesn't mean that he can't run the country because he's on a blood pressure bloody tablet or anything. Obviously, Kamala Harris is coming over as fitter because she's younger. I think he does have maybe something going on with his bowel, which it could be embarrassing. And you know, like, people in the public can be very, very nasty. So, they attack him. You know, I mean, people have said things. I've seen some horrible videos out there, so you'll not want that out. Just because he's got a bowel problem, it doesn't mean that he can't run the country either. There is something that he's inwardly struggling with, but I actually think he's actually very, very exhausted. So there's something harbouring there, but I don't think he's had any tests done for it or anything like that. Maybe it's something that's just being put off. And maybe he's thinking it's just the pressure and, he's tired. He's tired. So there's a question mark that it could be the onset of dementia, but it hasn't come out yet. It hasn't been diagnosed, but it's questionable. It's questionable. But on the whole, he's pretty healthy for his age. Do you know what I mean? But I think that there is something going on with maybe his cholesterol, because I know his diet's not that good, is it? Which I think he takes a tablet for. And I think what he did today, was it today or yesterday, what he did with the McDonald's suited Trump, because he's tired. So maybe it's taken it out of him, these rallies. I mean, there must be, this is what I'm saying, I think it's too much for him. But the what he did, which was good, I don't know who thought about it or who told him, but I think it was a damn good idea, what he did with the McDonald's thing, because it wouldn't have been so tiring, you know what I mean? It's just like serving people chips and saying hi, you know what I mean? And then what they've done is they've vetted whoever's gone. It's very clever what they've done, who's going through the drive-through. They've checked to see if they're only Republicans to go through. It's been one of the brownie points for him. But it wouldn't have tired him out like the rallies have. So personally, I think that it's too much for him. It's too much for him. And what'll be, will be. And that's, you've got to leave it up to God. God will put this right in the end. But there will be, I'm just going to pull this other card out here. He's never been the same. Yeah, that's right, Terry Law. What Terry Law's put here. He's never been the same since his attack on his life. I think it's frightened him. I mean, he could be suffering from post-traumatic stress, which is horrible. He really is exhausted. think he's had nightmares over it, behind the scenes of Trump. Yeah, the media is so flaming horrible, isn't it? It's like they get a little wind of something and then it just spirals out of control. I think he's very touchy about certain things he's got, especially to do with irritable bowel or something that he suffers with. I don't feel for 1 minute that he wants this out. But I don't see Alzheimer's. I don't see it. That I'm not seeing. All right. There he is, King of Wands. He's absolutely tired. To him, it's the everything that he gets in. It's but there's something going on with him and Musk. There's something going on, and they're planning something. They've got a plan in place. He's got a plan in place that if he doesn't get in, he's going to say that they cheated. He's going to say that. Right? He's going to tear the whole thing down. That's his plan. It's coming in very, very strong. And I do believe could something like Congress or something come in, or some court situation. I don't feel it's been tiring for him to do that publicity stunt with the McDonald's. I don't think at all. I think that he enjoyed it. It must have been somebody in his crew or whatever has suggested it. And I think that he's thinking what else he can do, because he really enjoyed himself today or whenever he did it. But you're not going to stop him. Whatever he's doing, he's on a roll here. He's definitely on a roll. I do believe she's going to get in. I really do. But she's going to have to... I think there's going to be a fight there. I really think there's going to be some sort of block with it. Or there's going to be kick-ups with it. You thought the last one was bad. This is going to be even worse. This is what I feel. It's really dog eat dog, isn't it? It's like, no. It's like, you worked in McDonald's, well, I'll do this. It's very ping pong, which I said it would get. Very ping pong. So what I feel what's going to take place is, I think she's going to get in, right? And I think that, this is what I feel, right, at the moment. And I think that he's going to call it out is cheating, and I think this is what I predict, and then I think Musk's going to back him, and I think it's going to be quite a big thing. I think but the 23rd, I just want you to remember the 23rd. It's coming out very, very strong. And of course it all depends on the 23rd as well, which is interesting. Will there be an uprising of people if she gets in? Let me check. I think it could be a case of, how the last time there was a load of recounts, and I think it's going to be a bit like that. I don't think you're going to get your answer straight away. But I think it's going to be quite neck to neck. North Carolina, I think, will go blue. And it's always been red there, hasn't it? I think that the last time it went blue, was it not with Obama? But I predict that it could go blue. Okay, cookie. Will it be an uprising if she gets in? Who endorsed her? Marvin who? Patricia's going, North Carolina won't go blue. I predict it may. That was a bit crazy, but I'm just seeing it. Anything's possible. Got the world. It's a bit like the last time, you know, like, so you've got like certain people, it's like the last time, where certain people gathering together and talking about it and on social media, and there may be some riots, but it's more, and I did get a loud bang, didn't I? But I don't know if that's got something to do with somewhere else in the world or a bit of a distraction. Do you know what I mean? King of Cups. Yeah, there's a possible of a gathering of riots. It could be outside like the last time, like the January the 6th thing, or around that area. It's possible. It's more people waiting, like with apprehension. That's what I'm feeling. It's people waiting, people getting angry, getting really paid. You know what I mean? Because there's like recounts. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Let's see what it is that he could do with Musk. They're giving us a new republic as well, or I don't know what that means, but that's the channeling I got from before, like a new Republican Party maybe, or a new republic. There's going to be great change to come into the, and I said this last year, in the beginning of the year and last year, that the Republican Party will change, right? And I did say the Trump Tower would go down. I said this last year. I'm sure I did. It's going to be the end of Trumpism. I'm telling you. I'm going to get loads of hate mail tomorrow and I don't care anymore. I'm just telling you what I'm getting. But there you go. He's going to go on and do something else. What's he going to do? He's going to form something or do something with Musk. It's huge. Both parties do need to change. You're right there, Kat. So yeah, I think there will be some odd riots and odd people getting upset, but it's more about people online, you know, like on social media getting upset and making videos about it, that type of thing. Well, that's it. I've got nothing to lose now. I'm me. I just be me. You know what I mean? What you see is what you get. The vision. She falls. Then she rises again. People are on their knees. There's a man, and I see it. It's on tabloids. He's on his knees. He's like that. And he's going like that to the sky. There'll be, just after the election, there's going to be some form of like a breaking down of communications to do with social media or something. I don't know if it's Facebook or something else. Anything's possible to do with a republic. But there's the star card. There's the star card, which is the best card in the pack. So if you go into the story of the tarot, at the end of the journey, what the man gets is the Fool, where he loses everything. Then after that, after all this heartache, after all of this awfulness, is the Star, where everything bounces back up again. Donald Trump's not going to like this. He's not going to like what's coming. But, you know, I don't write this. I just foresee it. I'm tapping into a timeline here. But what I'm feeling very strongly is that God will spare him his life by giving him a different timeline. That's what I'm being shown here. And like I say, if I'm getting this wrong and he does get in, he's not going to be in long. He's not going to be in long. Yeah, the timeline things are all BS, aren't they? All evil BS. But the Queen of Pentacles is a dark-haired woman. So I'm going to leave it for now. Like I say, I've kept my promise up to now, all the way through. Every Sunday, I'll take you through it, week by week. Aldi has had a recall on all the meat. That doesn't surprise us. Nancy Lee, he will die before all the court cases finish. What I do get is it'll come to nothing. And when it all stops, it'll be poof, gone like that. Poof. All end. All like, where's all the fuss about? And then, so all the haters would have hated him. They're not going to like be able to have nothing where to put the hate. They're going to have to like do the inner work, aren't they? Great changes to come on this planet. Massive change. So I've just pulled out the cards again there, just to double check there before I get the crystal ball. We've got the hyphenate. We've got the upside down Empress. Did you see what Harris said about Jesus is Lord? No. What did you say? And then we've got the Six of Cups. I think only God knows. Only God knows. And we have to try and stay in my heart vibration. We have to try and stay centered. We have to be looking after us, looking after our families. Charity begins at home. You know, and I think that if you believe that something is going to be doomed because somebody isn't going to win the election, I don't know what to say. I think it's about doing the inner work. I mean, it's a good job us Brits don't have that attitude, because I tell you what, who's in this, as I said, White House, who's in this Parliament at the minute is really dark, right? And we are still keeping upbeat. We are still keeping upbeat. Because there's more to life than politics. They can stand there and they can dish out their little laws and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, They're not God, do you know what I mean? I sometimes think as well, when you feed into something as well, it makes it worse. I think it's when you let it go and you do the inner work and you let it go. I think that if more people did that, I think that it would shift stuff. Very interesting. Very interesting. I personally think that King Charles is very much into the WAF and all of that, and not the same as what the Queen was. You know, the Queen was more for the people. I mean, it's really, really dark over here at the minute in the UK, but we as the British people, you'll never get a British person say, we may be angry, but we'll never say we're doomed, because we'll stand and fight for our honour, like. Keir Starmer will not be in for long. I mark my words. He will not be in for long. There's going to be big changes coming for the Labour Party there. And I'm getting an energy of a female and another man coming in, who's quite slimish there. Somebody with dark hair and somebody with grey hair. There's going to be like a lot of scandals to come out within the next 4 to 5, 6 weeks, pushing it. Distractions, and I actually think there's going to be a lot of distractions around France, and something big coming off around Japan and Hawaii. I'm starting to get visions now, so I'm going to get the crystal ball out. More visions. It's a case of don't look over there, look over there. It's like all going to be happening. Yeah, but if you any is in this audience tonight, think for 1 minute that you're going to get your answers, your clear answers to do with the US election on the 5th of November. No way. No way. Definitely not. It is going to be close. It's going to be very, very close. But it's to do with is it to do with the swing states? She's going to take some of them swing states, you know. She really, really is. She really is. Interesting. Right. Yeah, the swing states. The swing states? The swing states are up for grabs. Yeah, there's gonna be there's gonna be absolute hell on. So if you are getting affected by it, I suggest you just try not to watch it. I'm not saying you're sticking your head in the sand, but you need to try and get a balance, you know. Try to be around nature, go to the coast, you know what I mean? Just do nice things with your family and stuff like that. I mean, I can't get away from it, even though I would like to get away from it because I'm covering it for you, you know what I mean? But I'm an empath, you know, and it's like when anybody mentions the US election, I get like a squeezy feeling in my heart chakra, like a squeezy. It's horrible. It's like, it's nasty. It's and it's the negativity. It's what the elites have done to people, you know, in the media. They want this divide. They want it. You know. That's what they want. They're loving it because they want the loosh. cash is going to be king. Excuse me. I think it's important as well if you can have some cash on you over the Christmas period. I'd say weeks coming after the election as well, the US election, just make sure you've got a little bit of cash on you, just in case any hole in the walls go down or anything like that. Yeah, there will be some blackouts to come and see it. And there's nothing worse, is there? Have you noticed as well, you never get like these power cuts like in the summer months, oh, well, you can sort of see them sitting there, can't you, like rubbing their hands. Oh, we'll cause a few power cuts, freeze the grannies out of the houses and cause a few deaths, You can sort of see them sitting there rubbing their hands because that's what they're like, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I do believe there is evil at play at the moment. I really, really do. Mount Shasta? Is it Shasta? Or Shafter? Mount Shasta? I don't know why I'm getting that. There's something going on with ley lines on Earth, points of Earth. There's a big volcano. We are going to face such a cold winter. I'm in certain parts of the world where we're facing winter. Some of my friends out there in Iceland and Finland and Sweden and, Europe and the UK, we're going to have to wrap it warm, like we really are. I was talking to one of my good clients about, she'd gone travelling up to Scotland. I fancy doing that actually. I might go up on the train to Edinburgh to have a lovely sort of Christmas market up there. And she'd gone to get some thermal underwear. I think I'll get some of that. Excuse me. Someone's just asked about the Russian ship off the coast of the UK. Is this a military ship or just a ship? Can you answer us? Shows I don't watch the news. Right, so there's still more hurricanes to come, and I want to send like a ring of protection around Florida. I don't think they're out the woods yet. Well, obviously if it's a military ship, I think Putin's told them to stay there. Red alert. Yeah, this is so weird. Alien what? Oh my god, guys, right, so I'm seeing in this crystal ball alien intervention. Alien intervention. Okay, so I think there's a lot going on we don't know. I think that there's threats going on, that they're not putting everything out on the news. And I mean, they're not going to tell the public until the last minute, are they? Wait, I'm just seeing what I can see. I'm seeing all these codes in the crystal ball. Codes. It looks like binary. And they're showing us alien intervention. That's what they're showing us. there's something deep military going on that we are not being told. So I don't know if this has got something to do with the Ukraine war, Russia, okay? Because I know that Starmer has sent a load of troops over to Ukraine, hasn't he? So I don't know if it's got something to do with that, and that's why Putin's put the ship there. It's more like, no, we'll do that because you're doing that. Does that make sense? I feel it's that, because I know there's a lot of stuff to kick off still to do with the Middle East. And recently, Hamas has just gone and thrown an explosive onto Netanyahu's land or his house, haven't they? Just recently. So he's threatening he's going to retaliate. So we've got all that going on as well. No, but I think this has got something to do with the Ukraine war, and because the UK government have gone and sent a load of troops over into Ukraine. The UK government, should I say, into Ukraine. So apparently Cuba is without power. Who is next? The 23rd. I'm going to give you some dates here, and I want you to write them down or remember them. The 23rd, the 12th, the 21st, the 8th, the 4th, the 15th, the 17th, the 13th, the 14th, and the 5th. I'm getting that song. Hallelujah. They tried to shut the churches down in the COVID, didn't they? Lots of names, lots of ages. They're planning on it. WW3, they're planning on it. Calling up. I'm seeing my Uncle Matty coming in. He was he died in Flanders Field. And he died in the trenches on Flanders Field. He's one of the third. Him and his friend went across the fields in the Gorham. And I can see him with his cheeky friends, their cheeky faces, and they're singing all the old World War songs. And he's saying it's history repeating itself. They're planning it. They want this to happen. Because the other didn't work, this is what they want. My God. That's why they don't want Trump. Because he would stop it. Timelines are changing. I think he's going to end up doing something with Musk, and it's something to do with, you know what, everybody's going to start transitioning, and they're going to start doing their own stuff into the future, morphing off different pathways. I think they've had some lengthy conversations to the depth of the night, them two. And it's when Musk's been in his little, what's them like made up homes that he has when he's working on site. Where he's launching his rockets and that. When the man stands in snow, we will know the truth. We have the key. We have a key here to freedom. And it goes beyond anything what's going on with politics at the minute. There will be alien intervention, and I have a funny feeling we could have some sort of event where it's not a definite, right? But there's something here to insinuate that it could be some sort of alien attack, which it wouldn't be the case. It would just be made up. I see military on the streets. They're everywhere. Even in Alaska, they're stopping people on the streets. It's like a warning, but it will come to nothing. Okay, what else am I saying? Oh, good God, we've got the cat howling. Come here, you're not getting your boyfriend. TC's gone home. Puppets, I'm seeing puppets. There's 3 events to take place. Right, sort of 3 major events coming up, and they're all a distraction. I'm not saying they're not happening, but they are a massive distraction. Yeah, there's something to do with storm alerts still, crazy storms to take place. That'll do with water and storms, and I think that's it. I don't want to overdo it tonight. Some things are best left to happen naturally. You need to understand what's taking place at the minute. You have to let it fall into place, and it's going to get really heavy before it starts to sort out. But the world will go on, and we're going to have a better world into the future, a new earth. We've got to use our heart chakras. We've got to stay centered within our bodies. Don't look outside for things, look within. Some things you can't see, even though you want to see, because the world isn't ready. But you need to know that it's all playing out. What's in the Bible
is all playing out now. It's all happening right now. We are rewriting history. There will be an empress to rise in Russia. The fall of valiant. Is it Valiant Putin? I was going to say Nelly Valiant Thor there. Black Sea event. I want to send angel protection around Florida. Prep in Florida. Weird. It's like a futuristic timelines I'm saying. It's really weird what I'm saying tonight. Storms, storm alerts, crazy storms, crazy weather. They're using the alien technology to control it, but when it all comes out, everything will settle down. Florida can't handle another hurricane, exactly. When it all settles down, when the badness is gone, shall I say, or put back in its place, because you can't eradicate all the evil, but when it's put back in its place, then this technology will be all out in the open, and it will be benefit more, because we are going to go very futuristic. But at the minute, it's being used against it. So there's definitely manipulating weather, like definitely. Biblical times, what we are in. Biblical times. The new dawn. A new way of thinking is what New Earth is. A new way of thinking, and some of you are already in it now, because some of you are feeling it. And how do you navigate through it when you're getting so triggered by people's negativity? I'm still learning that one, guys. I don't claim to know everything, but I think we just have to protect our auras, just resonate and be around people that you like to be with. Cherish every day, cherish every moment. And I've learned that since what I went through, this year. I think that you look at life differently when you've faced a cancer scare. You look at life differently, and you cherish your life differently, your family differently, your friends differently. You look at everything differently, even food, everything, because you just want to nourish and everything, everything's so important. And things what bothered you beforehand don't bother you so much. Remember, everything is frequency, everything is energy. And when you do the inner work and you don't worry so much, magic starts happening. Light starts coming in. So they can do all of their things with a harp and the weird technology, which we are up against, which Jesus didn't have. But at the end of the day, love is the most powerful thing in this universe. And I still say Shungite. Shungite stops this technology. You can get it to wear, you can put it on you. Look after yourself, because if you've got a well body and you nourish yourself properly, you can think better, you can think straight. Drink water, There's a lot of people who I forget to drink water. We have to keep reminding ourselves, we have to keep hydrated. That's the most important. I totally agree, Diane. I totally agree. I think Kamala Harris will be a transition. But no matter what you think of Kamala Harris, she's going to be the first woman president, and that's huge.
but I don't think she's going to get it in there easy. I think it'll be quite a thing, should I say. I forget to drink water all the time. I drink loads of tea. You know what I mean? But yeah, we're supposed to drink more water, aren't we? And your vitamins, you know what I mean? And I think that when you've got well body, well mind, well soul, you can face anything. We have to be aware and not get caught up so much what's on the news. Because if the shit hits the fan, you've got to ask yourself, are you well enough to bundle your family into a car and bug out somewhere? Or could you do it? Are you well enough? Are you prepared? You know? I think we're going to face some strange storms. So prep for the winter. Like they do if you go into like the mountains in Turkey and that, you know, you get these people, these guys, the prep for the winter with the honey and stuff like that. Honey. It's in the Bible, that. Milk and honey. It's God's food. Get your honey in your store cupboard, you know what I mean? In your larder. And just keep upbeat. Yeah? Get what old-fashioned board games in and what torches in case the lights go out. Because it would only be temporary. Be prepared, not scared. I love that, Sue. I love it. I've never been anybody who's pushed to buy silver. I mean, I do have bits of silver. But I just think if the shit hits the fan, you can't go... I mean, you could probably barter with silver and gold, yeah. I think that things like tinned potatoes, yeah, cartons of milk, tinned fruit, what Saz said here. You just gotta like be savvy like my grandmas, my grannies and my granddads were in World War II. Silver and gold, I haven't covered that. I'll do that in the next time. I'm going to do, I need to get going again and get back into the swing of things, you know, and start doing a looking glass again for you all. But I will cover the economy in that. But stay safe, guys. Stay vigilant. Stay strong, but stay happy. It's very, very important. Keep upbeat. Cat Manor, Louise, when is your next surgery? So I'm going back in to see my surgeon next April, and he's offering to do me other boob, so it doesn't come back on the other side. So if anybody doesn't know what I'm going on about, I had a suction mastectomy. Basically, the cut underneath there, peeled it all back, took everything out, and took back fat, belly fat, and made us a new boob. And he's talking about doing the other side. I'm just going to leave it up to him. He's a great surgeon. I've been very lucky. But I'm back to see him in April. To be fair, I'm fed up with bloody hospitals at the minute. I need a rest from it all. So there you go. Leave well alone. I haven't decided yet. I'll see how I feel in April. I'm just so grateful that it's gone. Do you know what I mean? Thank you, Crystal O. Oh, that's so cat manner. You had your tumour removed and then reshaped both, yeah. It's amazing what they can do now, isn't it? And they can catch things in time. But I'm glad I've got it all out of the way before all this drama happens. Good night, stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you again soon. May the force be with you all. Watch the skies. There's something definitely going off to do with extraterrestrials, but they will never hurt us. They will never ever hurt us. They're going to hurt us. They would have hurt us by now. It's man you've got to be careful of, not extraterrestrials. I'll see you all again soon. Until the next time, may the force be with you all. Now, how do I get out of here?